Hey guys, today we saw The Gunman from the director of Taken 1, and here are our thoughts on this movie. So basically, Aiden, do you want to roughly describe what we could decipher from the plot of this movie?
Sean Penn plays an ex-hitman who is providing aid in Africa who gets attacked by some hitmen, and then he goes and kills a bunch of people, and that's the entirety of it. What did you think of the movie, Connor?
Well, I can tell you what I thought about your synopsis, and that was shitty. But what I thought about this movie is I thought it was terrible. And basically, I'll better describe the plot. He is in Congo as a humanitarian, and three men attack him. These men are seemingly doing something. One has a machete, and another has his bare fist, and another one has a gun. And I don't quite understand what they were doing, why they attacked him, and why it said why these guys were in the Congo when the rest of the movie was in South America and all the rest of the men were. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Basically, they tried to kill him, and then he's like, "This all has something," and then he finds his girlfriend because he's trying to go back to this guy who fucks his girlfriend now. That's the whole movie, and I thought the movie was terrible. The first hour of the movie was talking. It's called The Gunman, and there was no killing in it. And that sounds bad because I don't necessarily care if there's killing in it, but something like The Gunman sounds like a shitty Bourne action movie, and that's why I didn't want to see it originally. And then when I didn't see any Bourne action, and I just saw this uninteresting expository dialogue for the whole fucking movie, it got annoying. Sean Penn seemed tired and unable to do the choreography. It was just an unenjoyable experience and what I would consider a quite terrible movie. What did you think about this movie, Aiden?
This movie was 2 hours long, almost exactly, and it felt more like 15 hours. The first hour and a half, almost hour and a half, was all expository dialogue after an assassination scene that sets up the plot. And then it skips forward 8 years, and it's pretty much all exposition for almost a straight hour and a half. It's really boring. That even the fight scenes are boring, but that first part was so boring that I don't really understand what happened in the movie because I just couldn't focus on the rest of the movie. But then, like you said, Sean Penn could not do action. He looked like he should be in a wheelchair.
He's only 54. I thought he was Sylvester Stallone. Because he looked like Sylvester Stallone that could do action less. I'm like, okay, he's just discount Sylvester Stallone, whatever. But he looked like he was in terrible shape. He was not doing well.
And then there was
movie. If I could finish what I was going to get at.
Well, I was still
going
fine. Through with my thoughts on the movie, but okay.
Okay, what?
There was also a subplot with his ex-girlfriend who was married to his friend, and it all amounted to pretty much nothing and was weird and shitty, and I guess that kind of actually was the end of my thoughts on the movie. There's not much to say because the movie just fucking sucked in general.
Well, I basically was pointing out in my sentence before. Actually, I fucking forgot what I was saying because you interrupted me to literally say nothing, but that's okay.
Well, you actually interrupted me to
You actually fucking stopped. You were done. I could tell you were done because I'm not a fucking dumbass.
I wasn't, though.
Well,
I
you
paused
were clearly done.
Okay, well, I'm going to edit this argument out, and we'll just
argue
continue.
a lot of this out, because this movie, there was nothing to this fucking movie. It was shitty. There's nothing to say but this movie was fucking shitty. I don't know what to say about this movie. I didn't understand what was going on in the movie because it was shitty. The action scenes were shitty. Alright, I finally remember what I was getting at, something that was valid and not just a recap of the fucking synopsis we said 7 times, which is that nothing happened in the shitty movie. But a lot of the action movies, or a lot of these action scenes, which is basically the reason anyone would come to this movie, because no one goes to a movie to see fucking exposition. The action movies and scenes in this movie that were made were very shitty. Obviously, they were reshot about 100 times. One example in particular that I want to point out is the actual start fight scene. And you did interrupt me, actually. Like, you interrupted me a few times.
Okay, quit complaining about it.
Pissed about that. But, anyhow.
You interrupt me all the time.
Oh my fucking god, shut up. Anyhow. The 3 African dudes go into his house, or into his base, or whatever. Try and kill him. Ooh, I am number 4 sucks, but, the African guy goes into the thing, and they're in this fight scene, right? He kills the first 2. Then he punches the 3rd one, right? So he goes for a punch, and you see him punch the guy in the face, and then it does a jump cut and he's on the ground, and when he's on the ground you hear the sound effect, like, a little late, like, after he's on the ground. So, I didn't quite understand that. But that's all I have to comment on this movie, really. He had a couple Blue's Clues notebooks and a brain tumor that they brought up once in a while. The Blue's Clues notebooks said something in it that was irrelevant to me, because I didn't care. And he's like, I have your fucking notebook, bitch. And then you're like, oh shit, he's gonna do something with that. But no, he didn't. He didn't do anything with it.
And then... No, yeah, that was the entire movie.
That's the movie.
And when we cut out the arguments, this review's going to be like
Video's
2 minutes
That's
long,
why I
which
said
is
fuck this
incredibly
video.
fitting.